Nation building is not just about families. It begins from families, of course, because parents have to be able to tell children, have to be able to differentiate good and evil and all that. So the smallest unit of society, of course, the family. But beyond that, Nigerians have to learn to let the change come from within. In the church, for instance, we say sacraments are outward signs of inward grace, you know. So there must be a correlating point between the change begins with me mantra and action. You see? So it's not just about coming to say change begins with me. The other day I listened to somebody on television talking about, oh, they should not tell us that change begins with me, change should begin with them. And I said, but if you look clearly at the mantra, it's not referring to a specific class of people. It's about everybody. So the one who says change begins with me refers first of all to himself before the other person. So I want to come from a question you asked earlier about religious intolerance. I think not much is being done with regard to trying to discourage fundamentalists and fanatics of religion. To a very great extent, both religions have fanatics. Both religions. About 40% of Nigerians are Muslim. About 40% of Nigerians are Christians. Now, it's just about 20% that are neither Muslims nor Christians. Now, religious leaders have to be able to come up and condemn fundamentalism wherever and whenever it occurs. Today, we have a lot of pastors and preachers talking about immediate gratification, talking about wealth. In other words, if you are not wealthy, if you are not rich, you are cursed. Teachings like that. So people come out and they can steal and kidnap and do all sort of evil just to be wealthy, so that they can be considered blessed.
Reverend Father, I'll get back to you on that. But first, let's take some of our tweets that are coming in. And just to let our viewers know that you can be a part of the discussion this morning if you tweet at us at NTAGMN. But first, the first one is coming from Annie Kingsley. He says, the only way to build Nigeria is to sacrifice our selfish desires in the altar, not national development.
And from Olusegun Dosunmu, we have the tweet, this nation will defeat terrorism and militancy only if our religious leaders teach what is right. Guns alone cannot solve the problem.
And Sani Michael Omokaji says, we want to see the first politicians that will sacrifice these salaries to orphanage homes as Michael sponsored Rio 2016.
From Annie Kingsley, they say, he who wants little should sacrifice little, and he who wants great should sacrifice greatly. Nigerians must imbibe sacrificial values now.
And Clifford King says, sacrifice in nation building is for everybody. We should make sacrifice in any way we can for the good of the nation.
And from Sam Clifford King says, it's good that you people raise this topic today. Sacrifice is very important, because if there is no sacrifice, there will be no development in the nation.
All right, those are the tweets that are coming in, and you can keep sending in your suggestions and your comments.
Okay, well, in a short while, we'll be joining Abdul Malik Adu at the Eid ground, but while we wait for the signal for us to get to him, we'll continue the discussion in the studio. Yes, Nigerians have reacted in their different ways, the need and the place for sacrifice. Let's take a look at what is not being done correctly, especially for us to actually live the life of sacrifice as we ought to be.
We need leadership, you know. Not just, we need charismatic leadership. Of course, these are hard times. We need leaders who can push the vision, the Nigerian vision. Just from your tweet, somebody said people should learn to, first of all, sacrifice so much. In other words, those in parliament, those who are paid so much, should first of all give us the example. You know, they should show us the way. And then some other person said, religious leaders must learn by showing the example. So you see, leaders play a very pivotal role in all of this talk about nation building. So if leaders do not come out to specifically address issues bordering on nation building, well,
all right, Reverend.
But then want to say a very big thank you to our guest for joining us on the very first part of our discussion, and Imam Yahya Garba Al-Yulawi. He is Area 10 Jumaat Mosque Imam. Thank you very much for coming on Good Morning Nigeria.
We really appreciate it.
And also Reverend Father Kelvin Aneta, a Catholic priest from Uromi Diocese in Benin. Thank you for coming on Good Morning Nigeria. All right, we'll take a break now, and when we return, we'll be joined by another set of guests as we look at sacrifice for nation building from another perspective.